Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the LanceScurv Show. Empress Ella G in the house, or rather the Empress Ella G Show. Everything is good. I didn't do anything yesterday because I just stayed inside the house and dealt with wires and circuits and computers and cleaning up and meditating. And it was forced to do so, I understand, because of this blood moon that's out there that I didn't realize was out there. But how are you feeling tonight, Empress Ella G?
Hello, Brother Lance. I'm feeling wonderful. Hi, everyone that is up and coming in to vibe with us. This is beautiful.
I want to know a little bit about this blood moon. I didn't know much about it at all. I mean, it comes around every year, and I never really... There are things that were said to me a lot within the last couple of days that let me know I need to look into this because I'm in line with this. I'm always feeling not weird, but I'm feeling a little different around those times, and it was told that it's the time to manifest. So I know a little bit more about me, but if you can share,
putting me on the spot. you know, Brother Lance.
You're like the person that you're like the dude that has the pistol on him when we all go out. I kind of stand near you because I know you can
gosh, darn it!
Nobody knows it, but I know.
No. You know, there's other people out there that know a whole lot. You know, don't throw me out there in front of that blood moon. You see how huge that thing is?
That's frightening, though. I mean, if I was to walk outside that big like that, I mean, I've seen the moon a little bigger than normal sometime. And I guess
that's exaggerated.
It happened. Yeah, it happened a couple of years ago when I was driving the bus in Orlando, and I looked up and I turned the corner, and say, boom! I was like, oh snap! Look at that! It took me a while. And you know, I'm not going to say a fear. Well, I could say a fear of not only airplanes flying over me low, and you know about that one, right?
Yeah,
but
I know about that.
This fear of big things over me like that.
Really?
Yeah, I've always had these dreams that were scary to me. Like it's an open, not a field, but just a flat concrete open, just nothing but concrete for like hundreds of miles around. And there's this tall building in front of me. This is a dream now. We're going to get back onto the blood moon thing, but I had to explain this. And it's this tall building, maybe like the size of the World Trade Center, that height. And in the width of the World Trade Center, like really, but you see nothing else. And I'm in a car, like a drop top, driving toward this big building, and it's nothing but concrete, like a flat highway for hundreds of miles around. And I'm driving fast, and the building is not moving any closer because that's how big it is, and that's how far away it is. And I realized how big this is. And I start freaking out, like, oh man, it's not like, okay, it's just down the block, I'm driving toward it. It might be like, okay, I'm in New York City, and this building is in Texas, and it's nothing but open, flat, whatever. And it's so big.
But you can see it. Oh my God.
Then I realized how big it is, and I'm like, oh no.
Right.
The car goes fast and takes over. So by the time I get to Texas, this thing is so huge over me, I can't see anything else. But yeah. So big things like that, the big moon, or you look up and you see the plane flying low over you, those things kind of freak me out. And there's this island in the Caribbean, I'm quite sure everybody has seen it, that there's a runway right by the beach. I'm talking about right by
yeah.
And some white folks under there, like, you know, oh, that's really cool. Like, it's like
I love that. I love that. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Shoot.
You know what I used to like doing? Going over the 5 towns before 9/11, and they blocked off the whole area. There was a spot over there that you could just go and park up and watch the yeah, exactly.
Because I'm driving and I'm like, oh man, look at that.
I love it.
Right over you like that.
Oh yeah, I love it. Well, on the Bell Parkway, they have the runway that goes across the Bell Parkway, the taxiway.
Oh, I don't like that either.
I love it.
Oh man, I gotta get tacos over there for real.
I love it. It's like when you're driving and you time it just right, and you get there, just going across. Like, yay!
I'm sorry,
oh
I
gosh,
can't be an alpha male in that situation.
Well, I'll be the alpha female.
Can't be alpha that time. Testicles will shrivel up like raisins. Right?
You'll be beta male. I'll be alpha female. Stop it. Okay. Back up, folks. Just hang tight, guys. We're all of those who are coming in and leaving. Oh well, they may miss something, but that's just too bad.
No, but seriously,
Mr. Superman. Okay, so here's the thing: a lot of people are affected by full moon, regardless. Just the energies of the moon, and we've all heard those songs, the bad moon rising and all of that, whatever. It makes people crazy, but that's just given the moon and what it does a bad name, the energies that are on it.
Right.
You just have to be aware of, what it does, how it makes you feel, and, act accordingly, do whatever you need to do. If it's, meditation to relax, or drink some tea to, keep you calm, work with the energies, not work against it, because when you work against it, that's when you really feel jacked up,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not going to pretend that I know a lot about, the moon and what it does and so on and so forth. However, I do know that with this particular moon, the power that it has and the infrequency of it, this is a time to do a lot of good spiritual work for yourself.
Right.
We have usually the energy is the strongest on the day of, like on the morning of, but you still can take advantage of it the day before and up to 2 days after. You can still take advantage of the powers that it has, and all that can be done with it. So for instance, like tonight, those of us that are still listening, it's time for really meditating and focusing your intentions. And it's 11:11, guys, so I think I must be speaking something.
Exactly.
It's time to manifest. It's time to put your desires and your intentions out there, and do it like you really mean it. Have a plan.
You have to mean it. Not even like you mean it. You have to mean it.
You have to mean it. Have a plan. Have a plan. And they're saying right now that, hey, Goddess Maat, they're saying now that because of so many different celestial things that are going to be happening, we have, and I'm not going to tell you that I know offhand. I know Mercury is either going or has gone retrograde. And there's another planet that has also gone retrograde. And we have this lunar eclipse that just happened last night into this morning. And there's one more, and I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about it as we're talking, so I don't know what it is. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on in the celestial heavens that we can benefit from if we, pay attention, if we look into it, do your research. And Google is a beautiful thing for things like this. And, just take advantage of these things, but set good intentions, folks, not just frivolous foolishness.
Right, right. Well, for me, it's like everything has been synchronized, and everything, I'm not going to say is coming to a peak, but it's rising. And this because we talk. And the things that are happening for me, especially with, and I use my code word, project.
Brother Lance.
Yes.
There's a thing called plausible deniability.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I want to maintain that, if you don't mind.
Yep, for real. Yeah, true. No, but seriously, it's like everything that I'm doing, it's like super now.
Yeah.
Those who I've been talking to, especially today and yesterday,
right.
They're going whole on their journey, which overlaps with mine, which makes that synergistic. It's like, wait a second, everything is supercharged. You know what I mean? And above and beyond, everything is opened up, and I'm like right there in the threshold of all of this change. And I didn't realize it was like that maybe a week ago. So everything just came that way, and I'm so supercharged. And there's so many different things that I'm really looking forward to, but it's happening. It's there,
Right.
Yeah, it's
oh my God, okay.
No, it's really amazing. So, place like right now, it's what this is May. It feels like August as far as my projections are concerned. It's like I've been forward, but I'm still in the same day. And I'm like, man, I got this. I'm going to reach all the goals before the time I thought I would get there. And it's been like that for a couple days. And I feel with this blood moon, I was going to say blue moon, right?
Lunar, you could just say lunar eclipse, I mean.
With that, like, this is my feeling on it. And I can't say I know, I haven't studied under any gurus or whatever, But I go and feel it. And I know the animals out in the wild, what they call the wild, it's not the wild, it's more ordered than the so-called engineered world. But they have to feel it too. All of creation, to me, as far as I'm concerned, is synchronized and connected. And if you don't feel that it's synchronized and connected, it's because you're too much into the man-made engineered world and cut off from the natural world. But since coming out here to Ghana and being out in country and being, in the city too, but to the nature and really being here at 0 latitude and 0 longitude, because that's what this part of the world is. And this has to be a reason that we don't know about it, that those who colonized us and made these maps and made things, like there's a reason why this is like a hot spot like that, because I feel a heightened sense of spirituality, which we can feel anywhere in the world when we meditate and go within ourselves, but it comes easy here. When left alone, I find myself in a zone, a good zone. And even like I said, within the last 2 or 3 days, I've just felt into this surreal mindset and mentality where I'm being aided somehow. Like everything is like more effortless. Like I'm not worried about anything. Not that I actually worry, but I'm concerned about things, but I've let go. And it's like, I've been getting certain words coming at me and certain writings coming at me. And it just took me to a place where it's like, I'm not even here, but everything is working automatic. Like I'm watching a movie. Like watching life, and it's happening, and everything is moving forward. And I'm so happy. I'm very happy. But at the same time, it's like everything is just working so smooth. Like I'm getting help somehow like that. So that's what allowed me, like, okay, the video I put up before this one was yesterday morning. And I was like, okay, I went to sleep, got up, did some things. I'm going to do some work around the house. I do feel the sense of urgency, but I had to detach today because I had to detach. And I got caught on so many good things. I did not even leave the house. This is weird for me because there are times I stay and do my work. And okay, let me take a little walk. It's nighttime, get some air, and come back inside. Didn't, and I'm okay with. I'm so much in a zone, and it's not just because the blood moon, the one thing, but that represents something to me. Like everything here on this planet is connected on a mental, spiritual, physical, emotional level.
Yes, indeed.
Whether we know about these things or not, it still affects us.
That's connected too.
Yeah, it affects the spirituality or connectedness, our feeling to each other. So many different ways, unaware of it. Like, okay, now say you have a farm, a garden or a farm, you're planting things, and you need that water to come down, and it wasn't going to come down, but because you have a pull for that, and you have a need for that, and you beckon to the universe, it comes to you. So everything I've beckoned out for to say, I don't say anything negative. It's come to me. And I know everything that we talked about earlier that I need is coming.
Exactly.
This day or two, it's a strong possibility. And I know I say possibility just to be cool with it, but it's coming. And I know that. Anything you for and you got the righteous mentality and you're doing the right thing will come to you. But I know that there are certain times of the year where you need to call for it even more so. Because
indeed.
Right. I mean, a basketball player doesn't like try to jump the hoop before he leaps off the ground. He has to be in position. So these times are telling you, okay, this blood moon is a time where you are in position to ask and get it back more from. And some people are going to say, that voodoo stuff.
Demonic.
Whatever. So, okay, you're a farmer and you depend on the rainy season to come down. Is that demonic? That's
exactly.
There's got to be things going on that we can feel and we can know. Of course, there's a lot of quality going on.
Well, here's the thing that we've talked about on numerous occasions and numerous shows, and that is the fact that all of what we're talking about here, all of what we're dealing with, that's ours. That's ours as melanated people. Right?
Let me ask you something. Your phone sounds a little muddled. I don't know if you're like really close to it or something, or
am I better?
Yeah, this sounds a little better.
You know what I was doing. I had my chin is on my chest.
So let me start some Friday night comedy show type stuff.
I know, that's why I said it.
Don't bring me there. We'll do that on camera. Chin on the chest in a hotel room, looking in the mirror, feeling good but looking dumb. She's not seeing me because she's on her knees.
Stop it.
Yeah, okay, we'll save that one for.
But it's the truth. My chin was on my chest, and the microphone was being squished.
Oh, that's why.
Okay. All right. Oh gosh, now I've lost what I was gonna say. Oh my God.
Logistic and the times and everything. So yeah, that's
you keep talking. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, like when I say you call for the rain and it comes for you, or whatever you need, it comes to you. I've had days like that.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. No, I was going to say all of these practices belong to us. And, not that we are loud, but now that we are coming into consciousness and we're all, becoming more aware of what was stolen and taken from us and, flipped around and given back to us as a lie, we're starting to recognize that it's only bad because they don't want us to know our powers within all of these manifestations.
That's
okay,
right.
All of these things that are happening in the earth, in the atmosphere, in the solar, sphere, celestial heavens. They're for us to utilize. They're for us to know times and seasons, times and times. We should be able to read what's going on in the heavenly bodies and understand where we are in the construct of this time frame, this artificial thing called time. But we don't. We don't know because most of us got caught up in Christianity. Most of us got fed the lie. And because we haven't all had the opportunity, and I say it that way because I'm not going to put anyone down who isn't there yet, because we all come to awareness at different times. Okay. And the time when you become aware is the time that you're supposed to be, you're supposed to become aware. And I think that we put a lot of pressure on people and say, like they're lost or they're this if they're not on the level that you happen to be on. Well, there was a point when you weren't on that level and someone was above you. You understand what I'm saying? There's always going to be someone above us and there's always going to be someone below us.
That's true.
And so all we can do is speak what we know. Don't speak a lie. If you don't know, you don't know. Speak what we know. And hopefully in speaking what we know, we will enlighten someone else to see things differently.
Right.
So having said that, I also feel that we walk into our manifestations, and I say that because I am a firm believer, simply because of a lot of the things that I've gone through in my existence, in my life, that whatever it is that I need it's like a door, right? And you're walking towards that door, like what is it? Get Smart. That's the one, right? With the doors always all opening, and you talked about that the other day. And you're walking towards whatever it is that you need, but you don't know that it's there. You understand what I'm saying? So you those of us who worry and those of us who show concern, we worry or we show concern because we don't know how the things that we need are going to come to us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then as we go along, as we get up each day and put one foot in front of the other and move through time, all of a sudden, the thing that you need has been provided.
Yes.
But wasn't it always there? It was always there. We just had to move. We were moving towards it. But because we want instant gratification, it makes us crazy because we're not getting what we think we need or what we want when we want it.
Right, but it always comes on time.
Exactly.
So, like I always say, I don't see the birds flying through the sky talking to each other saying, hey, we need to stop by the supermarket because I think my refrigerator is broke.
Right.
Because food is there. They know it's there. They're not going to hoard everything that's there. They simply know that it's there and it's there for them. And there's a peace that comes with that. You know, it's like this saying that I heard the other day about people who try to own everything, but then it ends up those things end up owning you. I said, wow. So that's why I feel more peace. Like I just take joy in the things that I see. When I see other people have things, I say, wow, that's a nice car, really nice car. I'm not paying for it, but you know, but you see mountains and you see the nice road. Be in that moment. Just enjoy that moment. Because of course we have to concern ourselves for the future, right? But the future is a collection of all these present moments that we're experiencing, like we said earlier.
Exactly.
You know? So if you take care of the present and remain in bliss in the present and protect that, don't let anybody permeate that thing around you that protects you, and you manifest all the time the good things. Even if you have to go back, if things are really pressing you around you, then you have to do a little roly-poly thing that when you touch it, it rolls up and goes into a shell. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Go and put a good song from the past that makes you laugh or some funny incident and whatever. Go back. It's like when the computer messes up and it says go back to the prior a time when it was working well, and you press F whatever. Well, you got to do that sometime.
Right.
You're in denial. You know, you walk into an alleyway and there's a guy with a knife. Well, let me just reminisce about 20 years ago. No, that's not going to get you out of that situation. You know, that's straight. You know, fight or flight.
That's right. That's right. You know, that common sense needs to be the order of the day when that happens. You know, so like, you know, not time for chanting. I'm busy. Don't work at that time. You know, so that's. Oh my gosh.
So that's where I'm at right now. So it's like, for some reason, it's a tremendous, not that I had any weight on me, like this tremendous thing that was traumatic and bothering me, but it's more of a weight off of me, or maybe a better feeling of feeling like I'm levitating in my spirit and just feeling light. Because like for me at this point, everything is going to be all right. Like you see with what we're doing here, everything is going to be all right. Everything is working in favor. Entities have been revealed to be out of my way.
But I already told you that. I told you that.
No, you did.
I tell you that consistently. You know, I'm always telling you that, because can I say I see it, or can I say I know? Yeah. I know. I see it.
You're right.
You know.
Too. I mean, I see it.
But you know what? The funny thing is, we can see other people's. We can see the trajectory of somebody else more so than we can see ourselves.
That's right. You're right. That's true.
You know what I mean? Because somebody else might come and they can read me and tell me, you know, you're going, this, don't worry about anything. All the things that you're thinking about that you want to see happen is going to happen. And I'm sitting here in my head and in my feelings thinking, oh man, it's never going to happen, you know, or it's going to take too long.
Right. That's true. Well, you know, what is too long? You know, because sometimes if we had in the present what we think we want, it may mess up the whole order.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Happen. So when you're yearning, and I've learned this has nothing to do with the blood. I'm saying when your yearning supersedes that particular time, it becomes a torture of sorts.
It does.
It's like, not to be lewd, but you go to the bathroom and you got to go, and you don't just go there. I'm going to push it out one time. You let it flow. You know what I mean? It's coming out. You're in the right position. You know? I'm going to just do this in 3 seconds. You know, get your guts out.
I guess you couldn't find a better analogy, right? It was just...
I had to find one that we all can relate to. admit it or not. That's why you laugh, because you can relate to that. There must be a reason why you're laughing.
I could say, how does that feel? But no.
Well, I mean, I couldn't tell you because I never did it that way. Unless nature made it that way, it was effortless then, right? I can see about that part, you know what I mean? But, you know.
Jeez, Louise.
Anxious on something, that's not good either.
No, that's true. That's true.
Stay focused on what is in your path. There are times when you will feel a little bit of anxiousness, and you'll have the permission to be that way because now things will start to happen faster. But I think sometimes us feeling anxious, the effect that it has on the reality that we're living is like tires spinning.
Yeah.
Because you're anxious to get to where you're going.
Plus,
so tires. You see what I mean? You never get to the place that you want to get to.
True. So, and you can derail the natural order of things. You know, because you're wanting things to happen in your time frame can mess up what will naturally happen and be beneficial. You know what I mean? So we just have to always be mindful of how we go about doing things. And so, you know, and then here's another thing, and this is just me. When I write intentions and when I set intentions and when I meditate, which I don't do often, so I'm not that kind of person, you know, but
I bet you do and don't realize it. It's not the
probably
and touching fingers and looking up and going, it may not be that.
Busy, namaha. We're terrible.
All day long. Oh, I couldn't do it.
Oh my God. Listen, hold on. I don't know if you see the emails that are coming in from Mind Valley, but you know, I did go on there and I was trying to do a couple of their meditation and whatever, right? And I know people are listening. I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes when you have these people talking in your ears and telling you now, close your eyes and, you know, envision a light behind your belly button, I can't see no light.
I was thinking something Christian anyway, you know. What are you submitting to?
Exactly, you know, and you see
what are you inviting in your life?
Inside of, you know, and I'm like, I don't see no light, and then, you know, it's like, now imagine that you're sending this light to and name out the person, and I'm like, I still don't see the light.
You can't get to second base unless you get to first base.
Exactly. But okay, so what I was going to say is so for me, that's my goal, is to put out my intentions, you know, to manifest certain things. I always try to keep it, you know, in line, or keep it aligned with what the natural order of how things should flow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to manifest things ahead of, I know what I want. I'm putting it out there into the universe because this is what I want to see happen. But I'm not going to get crazed to say, well, it's got to happen right now because I'm feeling anxious. Exactly. You know, but I'm putting it out there and I'm learning to do that and wait. You see what I'm saying? That's the hard part. The waiting is the hard part.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
But there's things you have to do while you so-called wait.
While you wait. Yeah, you're planning, you're preparing. Right, right. You're not sitting on your backside and saying, okay, now I just put my intentions out there. I'm going to sit down and wait for it to hit me in the head. No, you got to be doing all the things that are necessary to be done so that when your gift has manifested, because it usually comes in the form of a gift that you couldn't even imagine that this thing came to you. You know, look at some of the stuff that we were talking about today, right? Yesterday also, you know, the needs that you have. And in the scope of the conversation, you were getting calls and communication that was basically aligning itself with some of those needs.
Right. That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Everything is working out.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know that. You have to be like that bird that knows it's going to eat and doesn't know exactly, but the food is out there. He's not freaking out talking about I don't have anything in my refrigerator. Like they say, I wouldn't say throw caution to the wind, but still you have to show concern.
Right.
Really now, I'm so free. I've never felt so free before in my life.
Wow.
And I'm not even making that up. I mean, I feel on certain levels, I feel so free.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah. And with that comes a certain calm.
Yeah.
I'm really extra relaxed. It's like, just having that feeling like I'm watching a movie, but it's my life. I'm in it and I'm at the same time. And I can direct it. I can reach my hand in there and say, let's just go down this road. Let's make it happen this way. Like later on today, which for me, it's already like 3:36 a.m. because I'm over here. I kind of know how my day is going to go.
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
not guru status or anything, but I have something inside is going to be very pleasant.
As much as you can control, you know how it's going to go. Yes.
Right. I'm not saying just somebody's going to drive up to me with a Rolls Royce and say, "Here, it's yours." You
never know. You never know.
And get other things, right? I get a little different vehicle and then do other things, but it's not even a matter of a money thing.
Hell, I'd keep it. Look at me. I'm in my Rolls Royce. Oh God. I got Rolls Royce is not my car, but it's cousin. It's cousin. Now,
Which
that's
one
my
is that?
car. The Bentley.
Oh yeah. Well, those are nice vehicles. I used to go over by what is it, down the block from where the Red Parrot was on 57th Street. I think it was either 11th Avenue. You go down a block or two from there, from that club. I don't think it's there anymore. That was back in the 80s. And I'd walk like a couple blocks down around the corner and I'd go to the Rolls Royce dealership, the Bentley dealership, and just look. Yes, it was closed. It was the nighttime. But walking around, not to get off subject, but we're going to kind of flow.
No, that's okay. We'll flow.
Yeah. But walking
it's all
around,
about manifesting, Brother Lance. It's all about manifesting. So
there you go.
Listen, go ahead.
Yeah. That word is a funny word for me because I was walking around down the village and there was a club that I didn't know was a gay club. I was walking past and I said, what are they talking about? Manifest. But I didn't see the I. It was manfest. I was like, let me get out of here. You know what I mean? I was walking past. So I know the word. When you said, all about manifesting and thinking about walking through Manhattan late at night, that hit me like manfest. I'm like, oh no,
like supermarket without the U. Oh yeah.
Sperm market. The bag folded over and I didn't see the U anymore. Ain't that something?
I know.
Picture of it. But whatever. Put it up on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I was saying, I'd walk. It was such a feeling. That was a thing of meditation for me. It was weird. Let me just admit, I've always said it, but I used to love, whether I was with a group of people or by myself, I would be in Manhattan walking. I might come out of a bookstore real late or a music store real late, a couple of CDs, a couple of books, maybe hit the sushi spot back then. And I would just like run home. Like it'll be like, okay, I got to the restaurant, whatever, boom. It's like midnight or something. And I'm on 70, for example, I'm on 72nd Street by Amsterdam Avenue,
Oh, wow.
You know what?
You're all the way up there.
Yeah. Broadway, 72nd, coming out of the Clubhouse in the 80s, just walking down. And I walk all the way down through Midtown, all the way down past 34th Street, 23rd, 14th.
Wow. I did that once.
Oh, yeah. I'm walking fool. So I love, and if I was with someone,
Yeah.
The individual that I was with for 8 years back in my 20s, we would sometimes do that also. She loved that. we talked. It was like the place was my living room. It wasn't like I had to worry or watch out, but everything would always work out all right. You just get to a feeling and say, okay, let's hop on the train. And even that was, and you get in and you weren't like, I got to rush home or I got to stay out here longer. You were centered. And it was a form of meditation while you're walking, wherever you are, whatever you saw. We saw funny stuff. You know, that's Manhattan late at night. But it was something different about the energy of New York City back in those days that's not there anymore. And something has been ripped from that place. It's like a strange place. Now, yes, things change. I don't expect it to be the same, but long before I left New York to go to Orlando, and long before I left to come down here and come to a different country, I never had the urge, even when I was in Orlando, Florida, to say, you know what? I want to go back to New York. I have friends up there and I miss them, but I still, because the energy, the place was so different. I didn't really want to go. It's like I could have drove up I-95 or found myself up there, but so for the years that I was there, I can count on one hand how many times I went up.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's crazy. You see the things, and you're like, okay, but it's not the same. Even when I did the last time I went up there, and when was that? Like 2 years ago? Like, okay, it'll be like, less than 2 years ago. But when everybody went to the hotel and slept and whatever, and I said, let me get up and just take a walk. I told Mr. Scurv, I'm going to walk. And I walked from 47th Street, 47th, 48th. I think we were at the, oh God, what was the name of that hotel? I forgot.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was between Park Avenue and Lexington. Oh, the Intercontinental Barclay. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay. I worked with those companies, you know.
Yeah. Expensive place. We had some good discounts, you know, because of prior employment.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, really steep. Like folks are looking at us like, what are you doing in here type thing. Got up and I took a walk, went all the way down. I walked down to the Village and turned around real slow. And I didn't even walk straight up. I zigzagged some streets.
It was a good feeling, wasn't it? Just reminiscing, and I said it was a good feeling.
Yeah. And when I got near this particular street, I got a call from a young lady who I knew online, never met her. Wasn't no booty call thing, but she happened to call me at 2 a.m. Because I mean,
wow.
I really knew I was in New York at that time, right? So she called me up. So she called me, and when you know the time she called me, I was half a block away from her.
You're kidding.
She's like, "Come on over, let's meet." But it was that kind of thing, and because of the being online so long, she's come on up to my place. And so I'm in. Now she could have been crazy looking to stab me up or something, right? But it was cool. I felt it was good. I felt it was right. So I'm hanging out with her up in her place for about an hour. I said, "Listen, let me continue walking." And she was coming down with some flu that eventually kind of tried to get me, but it didn't. So she's like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you," whatever. And then I left and walked down to the Village. So I didn't turn around and go back. I walked on down to the Village. It was just beautiful to be so centered and connected to myself that way.
Right.
And that's what I try to always have, instead of being taken out of my mind because of something that is going to happen in the future, this meeting or this. And, you know, things are important. You think about it, but you let it go, you flow. You'll enjoy it. It will extract more out of your day when you do it that way. You make your plan, you make your framework. But I mean, if there's a car accident 2 blocks ahead of you and you get stuck and you can't move, you know, you still have to remain centered and make the most of your time. Well, I'm stuck. I got this book, or I'm stuck here. Let me put this nice mic into my phone and record a session. Let me talk to. Let me do an interview right now. I always carry my stuff. Let me get some video footage. You know what I mean? There's always something to do to press forward where you don't have to be anxious when it didn't go the way that you thought it was going to go. You know?
Yes.
That's just a constant way that I manifest. I keep myself in the moment. It used to be when I was younger and I was more anxious and kind of fiending on things. You know, you're training for a bodybuilding competition and you're like, I gotta be in shape. I gotta do 10 more reps. I can't eat that much. And I gotta do this and do that, little practices naturally that we would do. And you're freaking out, like, but after a while, you get it under your belt. You know what to do. You say, you know what? I did the best that I could do. I couldn't do any more. I'm good.
Right.
Sleep. I used to see guys, like we had to go to like a big competition, a bigger competition where it was like in a hotel where most of the people were kind of staying, right? And then you see them walking around and lifting their shirt up in the mirror, checking their abs in the hallway and saying, come on, let it go. You're not going to get no more. Hey, listen, we got a couple more hours. Better get some sleep,
Right. I mean, you're not going to get any more ripped. You might hurt yourself as opposed to,
Exactly.
So you're right. If you know you put in the work and you did what you need to do, all you can then always wait for things to happen. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Learn to ride the wave of what nature is presenting you, like with this book. And again, some people say, "Oh, that's the occult." To know about what's happening in nature is not our way as melanated people. I don't know about that other white people stuff now. What they twist around and go off on the deep end on something really evil, and they try to hide it like it's our stuff that they're doing. And they will drop words in nature and Mother Earth and
that's
this and
true. And that's true.
They hide behind the mask. Look. To even be honest about this thing called African spirituality, there's so many people who don't give a damn about that part of it, but they're masking that with to cover the occult, the white people occult.
Yes.
They say African. It ain't got nothing to do with spirituality. It's a spiritual plane, but it ain't got nothing to do with African traditional, whatever part of the motherland you come from and those traditions and it has nothing to do with that. You just dip it in there.
And things that you don't really understand.
And that is just close to the core of who you are. But and walk into this and to get blinded, and some of us get fooled that way. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say it's like the term witchcraft, and people get caught up with, when you talk about witchcraft and witch and this and that and whatever. Well, there's a big difference between someone who practices magic, MAGIK or MAJIK, however you want to spell it, and someone who practices, does the occult stuff, because those that do, practice occultism, they're taking it to a different level. Most people who are consider themselves a witch, they're basically just taking advantage of the earth, the elements, the benefits, that the elements have. The benefits of the moons, like I said, the celestials, they're using those things for their greater good, so to speak. I mean, anything can be used for bad. Anything can be used for bad. Okay. We can take candles. We can take candles and we can do things to candles, to mess with people. We can also do things with candles to benefit people, benefit yourself. You could take that same Bible, that, book, and you can, for those who still want to say that, it has benefits. I'm not even going to lie. I don't care what anybody else wants to say, what they say it is, or they don't say it is. There are truths in there, or there are things in there that we can use to pattern our lives after that is beneficial to how we live. There are people who will use aspects of that Bible to curse you. You understand? So it's just like they say that, this tongue that we have in our head can either speak blessings or it can speak curses, so everything out there that we have for good, someone can turn it around and use it for bad. We just have to recognize that we can't be afraid of things. We have to know how things work,
That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Go on that way. But that's the thing. You can take that Q-tip that you're cleaning your ear out and jam it in somebody's eye and make them go blind. I mean, like,
There you go. There's so many. Yeah.
It's the intention behind it. So this is
Exactly.
when I pick up on people's energy and see these intentions that are just not proper. It's like, okay, there's something up here, because they can turn around and do things. I don't walk around paranoid to people because, you can still get broadsided. You can still be fooled. I mean, I've been fooled for the last few years from different entities and was quite surprised when the layers were peeled back and revealed what they really were, and everything came flooding in like, wow, this is what this person's all about. Get them away from me. So you just never know. So you can't walk around paranoid. Just be alert and prepared as to what can go on,
Right. That's true. I never like to hear people talk, like flirt about, what they can do with certain things. People always talk about they use,
Right.
God, the word just went out of my head. But basically, they use the term occult or occultism or whatever. And I personally don't particularly care for people who like to wear that on their sleeves. Like, I can do this and I can do that and I can do the next thing, because a lot of times
they want attention.
They want attention, or they're throwing fear at people, and oh my God, they can do this and they can do shit. So can everybody else. I mean, we all have the ability, if we want to develop it, if we want to cultivate it, for good, we all have those abilities. So
it's true.
What are we afraid of?
I know. Well, like I said, as long as you're on the right path from within and you know that you're on that right path, I mean, look, these things draw freaking weirdos. Conversation like this. I'm not saying everybody, but there's some people who are like in their own world, just like they're not connected, but they want to convince you that they're all knowing and they're this person who can throw these words. Nobody's bothering with these people.
Me too.
World, it's like
me too.
Because
I just choose not to.
Wow, it's crazy, or they can sense something about you and they gravitate towards you because they sense that you have this powerful energy and they want that, but they just want it for show. It's like, I had a guy one time. I purchased this vehicle. This a long time ago, like about 30 years ago, 32 years ago, 33 years ago. I bought this brand new car, and that's why I'm not so caught up in like, I have to buy a brand new car and I'm talking like 33 years ago I did that and did it a couple times after. So it's like, okay, so what? So he said, hey man, there's a guy I really trusted and knew, whatever. He had a situation. He was right there. I saw what the situation was. Won't put it out there because other people know. And he had to get out of there, but I had to stay home. I was waiting for a delivery or something. I was the only one home. So we trusted each other like that. So, okay, man, take the car.
Right.
The situation was taken care of within 30 minutes, and he didn't give me an update. I mean, I was going to be there anyway, but just let me know when you're coming back. I don't mind if you take a little time. But 9 hours later, I'm like, where is this guy?
Right.
I mean, he was out there trying to pick up women and he was just knocking doors and, check out my new ride. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Yeah. So you have people who are like that on the spiritual level who are so hungry to be this guru or whatever that they just fly off with all kind of things, just to be quiet and observe and be intuitive and seek that connection deeper within yourself and get the righteous download. Throwing words is you to a higher level. Or take other people's words and just trying to perform and posture. It's just not going to work.
I agree. Stay low key, baby. Stay low keyed.
Yeah.
That's my motto. Stay low key.
That's what you gotta do.
You don't have
That's
to
what
know
you
my
gotta
power.
do.
I don't need to know your power. You don't have to know my power. You just move through life and do what needs to be done. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Like
know?
passing in the night.
Almost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, sometimes you wanna come up alongside that ship and just ahoy there.
A little more than a hoy there sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
I know,
But
right?
yeah, So guys, I don't know, Brother Lance, I don't know. It's coming up on 4 o'clock in the morning for this gentleman.
I forgot.
Um
I forgot.
I know you did. Hey, Brother Raw.
I can stay
I,
here
I,
another 3, 4, 5 hours and talk for real.
I know
But
you can. Let me just say hi real quick to everybody that came
mhm,
into the chat and stuck around with us, because I love it when y'all stick around. You make my day. Mr. Haru65, hi, first one in line. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Hey, Cheryl Quarterman, I hope you're still here. Chucky, hello, hope you're still here. Hi, The Truth. Hi, Willie. Hi, Rising 8. Hope you're still here. Hi, Larry. Who's this? Kazembi. Hello, how are you? Hi, Oyella. How are you doing? Oyala. Sorry. Hi, Donnie. Hi, Otto. Hi, Sunkissed. Hi, Wanda. You've been saying a lot of good things. Hi, Goddess Ma'at. How are you? And Brother Raw, how you doing? I'm good, thank you. R. Bailey, da da da. Cinnamon, hello dear, how you doing? Evelyn, hi. Al Freetown, I was trying to say hello to you earlier. How you doing? Papa Soul, good to see you. Virtual Man, David, Kusua, hello hun. Menace X, I guess I said that correctly. How you doing? Hey, Paligi, how you doing? G Star, hi, how you doing? New, I'm just gonna use your new antique. Oh my goodness. Hello, how you doing? Hi, Midnight Green, Brother Lance. Hi, Eric, how you doing? Hi, Nicole. Da, 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 da. Hey, Matthew. Hey, David. I'm going down the line, Brother Lance. Hey, Patricia. Evolution, how you doing? Shonda! Hi, sweetie. It's been a minute. It's good to see you. Hey, James Cooper. And I believe I have gone through the roll call, Brother Lance.
and as soon as you do that, there'll be like 5 more people come in.
Hey, Jenny. Hey, Janice. I know. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Hey, Empress Wu. How are you? Michelle, how you doing? How's everything going? It's so good to have all of you here. It's so nice to have you vibing with
And I feel
us.
the same way too, but you have the voice for it. So I just stay quiet and let you do your thing. You're an excellent leader. You know what I mean? Like when you're going and giving a presentation, and I'm going to be your host. I'm going to be the one, so and so and so. And over here we have so and so, and over there we have so. Come on in, and so and so. Oh, it's almost time for a break. It take 15 minutes and come back, and then the next break will be lunch, and so and so. It's like, wow.
No, Jamie, I'm not. Hi, Hope. How you
Rice.
doing? Hopey. Miss Queen, hello. Hi. Are you going to show the blood moon? Well, we kind of just have an image, the graphics up there. I don't think any of us here got a chance to actually see it live early this morning. Hey, Grace, how you doing?
I wasn't aware. It just snuck up on me. So it's after. So next time when there is, even if it's next year,
the next one is going to be next year, right around this time.
With a good view, and I will get it all the way. Trust me.
Exactly.
Ready in position,
Exactly. Hi, Irene. Nice to see you. Come on in, guys. The water's really, really nice. we just. I love saying that. Come on in, the water's fine.
Somebody told me that, and I went into a swimming pool full of urine.
Oh, stop it. Oh, God. Stop it. Stop it.
Right on out.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that's why they have to have so much chlorine, because otherwise you'd be drinking and snorkeling, a whole lot of, That's okay. That's okay. I'm his administrator. I'm all things that, LanceScurv.com.
Yes, it is. Yes, you are.
You know what, Wanda? I did hear about him. I haven't been seeing much of him since, Young Pharaoh's channel got done away with.
Crazy.
But I know.
Channels for real. I mean, they are coming after a lot of channels for real. For those who didn't get it before, I want to clarification on their new facial recognition rule YouTube is putting into effect from the beginning of June.
Exactly.
It's going to be like a lot of channels just going to, I guess, from now on, because if they put that into effect, retroactively, that means
they can't do that. Right.
Yeah. That you have to have permission to show someone's face. Like, how do you do that? And if you're in a crowd, how do you do that?
Exactly.
So, and they say that's a community terms of service violation, which means you'll get a strike. And how many people don't know what that means? Don't even pay that email any mind, and you get a strike.
Exactly. What if you missed it? See, that's what I think. That's what they're hoping for. Excuse me. They're hoping that a lot of channels will miss it, because I think they really want to start scaling back on the number of channels that are out there on the YouTubes now.
Because
the time
gotta be something.
Yeah. The time for making money is on YouTube. That passed about 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's done with. It's there for some people, but if you think that it's going to be, because for some, I heard back in the day, it was like crazy. People that
making millions, became millionaires. Yeah,
they were making $20,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not counting the other things, whatnot.
Right. Well, let me answer some of these real quick. I'm coming back to you. Okay, so now the moon itself became the eclipse. I'm sorry, the lunar eclipse happened this morning. You have to remember, once you step over 12 o'clock midnight, you're into the next day. So it happened this morning, the 26th, at 4 something for us here on the East Coast. However, like I said at the beginning, the energies were strongest this morning, but you have the energies of the full moon from yesterday into, let's say, Friday. It weakens. So right now, tonight, we can still set out our crystals. Matthew, you did the right thing. And those of us who have crystals to put out, you can still put them out and get the benefits from the energies. I'm going to put mine, because I honestly did forget to do mine last night, but I have them all ready. Can you hear them? They're all jingling on my arm. I'm going to be putting them out.
Go ahead, baby. It's jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby.
Yes, they are, baby. They're jingling.
Hope Bryce says she's about to empty my bladder. Might give you a drunk man a pool refill.
Hope I'm squeezing my legs.
Doing the wee-wee dance.
I'm doing the wee-wee dance. God. We're terrible. Yes, but I am going to put my crystals. And Brother Lance, I don't know if you can see the moon from where you are, but the 1 or 2 crystals that you have, you could actually put them by the window and just get some, moon energy on them. The energy is out in the atmosphere, no matter which way you slice it. So just put them where, You can get some, even the ones that you haven't been wearing that you should be wearing. Yeah, you need to get them charged. Yes,
That's a
and
wonderful.
yeah, hit the like button, family, please and thank you.
Yes, indeed.
It's always nice when I'm on live that we can get the likes up. And we're going to be talking more. I'm just putting this out there. We're going to be talking about the Hyperfund program that we
In a
have
very
going.
and a very
Yeah,
exciting.
yes, we're going to be doing more. Brother Lance, myself, and Brother Audie Champion. We're going to be discussing it, and we're going to talk about issues, around cryptosphere, and a lot of people, sometimes they're afraid to get on a bandwagon because they hear a lot of negative commentary around it. So as much as we can, until we are complete experts at it, because we're in the learning, growing phase right now. But we're going to be talking about it, and we're going to, kind of give you an idea of where we are in the program since we started with it, and yeah.
Let me just ask something. There's a guy here named David. Is he having a conversation by himself? I mean, I don't see any. It's like he's just.
You know what? I just went into my hold on a second, because I just clicked off David.
I'm just noticing, like, so all these, like, are you talking to anybody specific? I mean, we're talking about one thing. It's like, like, I want to be the prophet. You know what I mean? Oh man, I don't want to get in the joke mode, but
Well, I don't know who David Cochran is. I mean, learn why everyone's layers are taken off nowadays on the worldwide paradigm shift.
Baker Act.
Oh goodness. Well, as long as he doesn't say anything.
Oh yeah. It's like
Yeah. They're brought hell to the planet.
An argument with himself, I think. YouTube is for everybody, right? But the other thing that is letting me know that they are going to ditch a lot of the monetized channels and the black channels and a lot of channels that they don't really go for is the fact that they're going to monetize channels that are not in the YouTube partner program. To have your channel monetized, you have to be in the YouTube partner program. But what they're going to be doing is, if you have, and I used the example before, you have a graduation of your daughter graduating from the 6th grade, going into middle school, junior high school, and it's just for you. It's just, you don't care if it gets 14 hits or 49 hits. It's just
right.
And oh wow, this guy's got issues, man.
Really? I'm reading it. I mean, you can make a decision, Brother Lance. Make a decision.
No. I'm going to steamroll him, but I'm going to play around with him first before I just, embarrass him. If you go and look at his channel, which he really wants you to look at his channel, that's really what it's all about. Nobody's going to his channel. I mean, I see no views on the video he put up 7 hours ago. 1 view, and it's probably him checking 3 days ago, 5, 14, 8, 5. Brother, you lonely, man. And you want attention. And that's why you would put your channel to be gone to over there. You put the name out, but you did it under a different name. I mean, I tried to look at some of your stuff, but you're a very lonely guy. And most likely he's in dire need of a blowjob. And I think that's might change his world a little bit. You wouldn't be on YouTube looking for attention. Okay. We have people out here who just came back and embarrass your ass. You're an embarrassment to yourself. I'm not even going to argue with you. Like, yeah, let's talk. Don't talk about me and put me on the phone so I can embarrass you. You have this rage. You're anxious. I've seen you around for a couple years. Maybe not a couple years, but you're on his channel, which he put out there, whatever. You can see he's got a problem, man. You can see he's strange. I'm not here to like put him down, but he's going to embarrass my ass.
Where did he write that?
Oh, do we have hints of other things going on? Should I roast you? You can embarrass me. No, seriously. I have no shame. You can't embarrass a man that has no shame. If somebody said, take off all your clothes and walk down the street and sing the Star Spangled Banner for $1 million, you know, I might do it for 1,000 right now. I need some money. You know what I mean? But, you know, I mean, he's a prime example, you know, like, okay, let's see what he says.
You're not cheap, but you are easy.
Mr. Curve, he takes off an S and puts an E. You should be very cautious of what you're saying over your airwaves. Now we have, you know, I should be very cautious. You should be very cautious because you live near a police station, from what I remember, and they might come over there and Baker Act your ass. Okay. So I say what I want and I live it. I don't hide behind just non-avatar having, you know, profiles. You can see me. People know where I am. I don't hide from that. You know, I don't seek attention that way. If I sought attention today early, I would have put up 10 videos. I had stuff to do. You know what I mean? So it's strange. It's really strange. And the blood moon probably brought you out. You know, first thing you did was try to publicize your channel, which, you know, that's not good YouTube etiquette because you want hits, you want attention, you know?
Right.
Wow. A warning shot straight out of the invisible field in front of you. Okay, do it. Do it, fool. And you might be the one that catches something between your eyes and gets a visitation tonight. Let's talk like that. Low-key threats don't scare me. Do you know how much hell I've been through in this life and how many experiences I've been in? You want attention real bad. I mean, you're getting steamrolled, you know. No. He give him a little attention because when he's steamrolled and blocked and like that, he can never come to the channel and everything that he puts up there is going to disappear. So it's for nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, man, find a woman, man, but you're not worthy of a woman. You see what I mean? Because you're up trying to be Mr. Intellectual, and then you get mad when the covers are pulled off of you. Now you want to make threats. You still can't spell my name right. You're putting on an E at the end, and you took off the S. Did you pay attention in school? You was the kind of guy that was in his own world when the teacher was teaching things and failed and went into the retarded class. And you had to behind your glasses. So when you didn't take your medication and had your fit, didn't throw the glasses off, you would have do back seat of the daggone yellow bus window with your finger pointed down. For real. I'm having fun. You know, make another channel and come around on comedy night so I can roast you. Right now, it's steamrolling time. So long. Find another channel to go to.
There you go.
Into it, but it's a prime example. You know, so long, all that wasted effort. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good.
Guess what I'm doing? I'm taking out all his comments so they don't come back.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, because you know they have a way of coming back.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, like the cat that came back.
Yeah.
The cat came back the very next day.
Yeah, they come back. You know, you don't get them all. This is something. You know, I wasn't angry or whatever. It's just that you have to sometimes talk to these people and let them. If they want to get mad, they want to get mad. They want to shoot something through the spirit field or whatever. You know, the guy's a lonely guy, and he's got some issues. Seriously, I'm not even saying it to sound cool. Like, you got issues. You know, no, seriously, he's got issues, and they don't like when they see someone doing something worthwhile or having an intelligent conversation. They just want to copy and paste probably somebody's words and keep putting it in, and maybe somebody will notice me and go to this channel. You know, I used to have people that would do shows with me, and all they wanted to do was just get hits for their channel. Every 5 minutes, go to my channel. They put it in the comment section, contribute nothing to the conversation. Just go to my channel. They want to see hits. They want to feel needed. I mean, look at the amount of subscribers I have, right? And I don't get, but sometimes a little bit of hits because they mess with the channel. The channel's up, using it as long as we know that the good stuff is going out. I'm not concerned over, I gotta get these hits. Oh, come on. No. You know, it is what it is. Do what you do in your lane. My thing is that, you know, as long as you do what you have to do in your lane and in your path, you're fulfilling your destiny.
Right.
You know, YouTube and social media has driven so many grown folks crazy because they're not getting the attention that they're getting on these social media platforms, or they may not be getting it and they feel they need it, and it's like a drug for them.
Exactly.
You know? And it's just something we have to be mindful of. You know,
Why the hell they choose to come over here with the foolishness? I mean, go find somebody else's pawn to play in, for Christ's sake.
No, but like I said, you can pick up, he sent me an email once, I think, and I went to his channel and I said, okay, he's saying some things here, but I kind of figured that there was more to it than meets the eye, and I just probably never came around, and people feel snubbed, That's what it is, because for many, it's just an attention thing. They finally have a chance to have the microphone and speak all the things out, the issues that they had from childhood, and anybody who maybe I remind them of somebody that, because I said, they just dump stuff. They just dump stuff. Let me tell you something. This is one of the reasons why I would love to have a Facebook group room, right? But it will be, because people will come and try to sell their sneakers or try to argue. And I did that like maybe, 8-9 years ago. I had a Facebook group room. Actually, August 11th, 2011. That was when I had my first Blog Talk Radio show. It wasn't YouTube, but I would upload those things to YouTube. So August 11th this year, 10 years since I've been doing shows. And it's a whole lot of shows we've been doing on top of the videos and stuff like that. And I had that go on. I had the group room, so everybody was chatting in the group room between shows. And personalities didn't like each other. It amplified. And they would start to block each other, but curse each other out. I'm like, hey, I got away from that. It got so ignorant. That's how you. It's just like, can't we do something without coming with a certain intention? Because for him to say, I'm embarrass your ass, for him to say that means while he was dumping stuff, he had this feeling about me. And like me, like I said, I don't care how much numbers or hits or whatever. It's nice that we passed 100,000 subscribers. We know YouTube is holding it back. It might be 500,000 by now. It might be almost 1 million. I don't know.
Speaking of subscribers, did you get a plaque when you hit 100,000?
I could have, like, you have to ask for it. And I could have. Maybe when I get, when I build my little thing there, I'll have something to put up on the back.
You have to ask for it?
You have to ask for it. Yeah. I think they have a gold, a silver, platinum. I forgot which one it is. I think it's gold when you hit 100,000, right? You can get it 500,000 and then 1 million. When you get 1 million, it's like, and it's all plastic and shiny, whatever. It's not real gold or anything like that, not real platinum or silver, but you have to, because there's so many people who hit that number, that they'll be giving out so many, but, they overlook it and whatever. It's just like, when you pass 100,000, you get a check mark. And the check mark status thing, like, I got the check mark. Got 100,000, whatever. You better ask for that,
Right.
And people like, get it. I'm like, I'll get it whenever. I don't ask for that. And so an acquaintance of mine was over over here, and he went in. I'm gonna do it for you. I said, okay, no problem. But those things get to people's heads. And it gets them crazy. And that's what it's supposed to do, according to these people who create these platforms. And it keeps the advertisers happy. There's always drama. You have broken people out here who get behind the keyboard, and, they have some really good platforms out here. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of good platforms out here. But there are people who should not be, or not have a mic and a camera, or maybe just a mic and a keyboard. There's a lot of them, because I've had people flip on me in the middle of a show, like they come on talking.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and they turn around and start acting like, wait, what the heck is going on?
You want me to do it?
Right. It's just so many. And it's a comparison thing. How is he random shows and people come on or whatever? They compare. It's a pissing contest.
It's a full moon. So
real life.
If I did flip, it would be totally understandable because it is a full moon.
Right.
You know.
Exactly. You know, the stuff on the bottom of the cup is stirred up to the top.
You
Sometimes it's not what
listen.
we think it is.
The
Yeah,
sediment has risen.
Souls out here. Folks,
No.
you know, they're just agitated, and you know, you become a target.
That's true. That's
There are
true.
people
That's
who
true.
are pissed at this platform because it's relatively drama free. They don't like that. It's like, I gotta go ahead and start something. I gotta say something.
And we have great people in the chat. That's the thing. We have very good people in our chat. Our chat room on this thing is like family. That's why I need y'all to hit the like button and get me to 100 likes, please. Thank you. But we do have great people on our chat, and we have people who, even if it's just on YouTube, they get to know each other, and they look forward to each other being in the chat.
That's a beautiful
thing.
I love that.
It is a beautiful thing. Yes.
Yeah, and everybody may not be the best of buddies or know each other really good, but there have been a lot of good friendships that were forged here that I love to see. That's what it's all about. You know?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to continue that on, you know?
Yeah.
People actually met each other in different states, different countries. You know,
Carl Jenkins, are you one of them? Do I see you often enough? You need to come on the chat more often. I don't know. If you have to ask Carl, I'm just messing with you. Hit the like button, guys. Get me to 100. And no thumbs down on this one. What about you, the truth? Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, I know we're going to get one. I know. Yeah, the truth, your family. Yeah. You're a mess. Oh, my God. I tell you, if you have to ask, you got to question that.
But let me drive that point home about them YouTube monetizing. No, not monetizing, but putting ads on.
Oh, yes.
Meaning that the majority, I don't know the proportion, I don't know the figures. I can probably dig it and find it, but I would assume that because of the smartphones and the ability to just click and put a YouTube video up, that the majority are not monetized. It's just regular people who just want to put up a video. I would say well over 90% of the channels out there are non-monetized channels. So if YouTube begins to put their ads on non-monetized channels that are safe for them to do so, right? They don't need the content creators that are monetized. So they're not only knocking your channel down, because Soft White Underbelly, and that's that's one channel that I would recommend to go on. They interview people who are downtrodden, they tell their stories and stuff like that. He has a membership channel and he slashed it. You know?
Really?
But you can do a membership thing, like a Patreon type thing on YouTube.
I heard about that. Yes.
It doesn't work right, really. You know, it's just a lot of complaints. So I just stick with my Patreon. You know, I could have done it on YouTube, but it just doesn't work right. But they took it away from him. I didn't look at the video on his channel yet, but he said that in the title. So, and his thing is not even monetized. His channel's monetized. They wouldn't let it be monetized because of the content.
Right, because of the content,
Look, he's a guy who has made his money in his photography and made lots of money. And this is something he likes to do. So he got a little studio room over by Skid Row, and people who are there downtrodden, he's not exploiting them. He's not even making money from them. He's actually helping some of them.
Right.
Give them $100 or whatever have you. You know what I mean? And he has other ways, I think, through YouTube, and you say, hey, go to CASHAPP, go here. But he doesn't beg, but he helps people. And he's a workaholic, you know. He'll do several videos a day and, you know, just keep banging them out. And they're very interesting. And he's brought a lot of help to people, you know, who are down. Some are on drugs, some are crackheads, or some HIV, or some out of jail, pedophile, whatever. He talks to all of these people.
Men and women of the street. Need I say more? You know, but it's very interesting. You know, he does
Soft White Underbelly. That's the name of the
Soft White Underbelly. That's right. I mean, he does phenomenal work, and it'll open your eyes. because there are a lot of things that a lot of us don't know about a lot of people that we encounter on a daily basis. And some of us don't encounter them, but we're aware of them. But we're not aware of how and why they wound up where they did. And what he does is he puts light on those things, and it's very interesting. I saw the one with the what is it, the snake man or reptile man or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh my gracious. Oh my gracious. He has tattoos. Basically, he's tattooed all his body.
He messed himself up. I'm sorry.
He put horns in his head. He split his tongue. What else did he do? He did something to his fingernails. Oh my God. I mean, what kind of pain are you in? Granted, he says that he just all his life he knew that he was different, and he just wanted to express his difference.
Yeah.
But there's gotta be something else going on.
Yeah.
There's gotta be.
When you act out like that and you mutilate yourself to that level, I mean, okay, what if nobody really looked at him in shock? What if he's got to be looking for some kind of response from people around him? He wants to be noticed, and that's
a shock effect. Yeah.
And like the culture now, like I said, of social media, the things that are usually hidden that you don't see are coming out now. Like the gentleman earlier who said those things to me. If it wasn't for social media, wherever he lives, I wouldn't know him. I'm so far away from him. But we're all connected. I'm not going to say in a special way, but we have the potential to be connected in a certain way that, say, for example, I'm saying something, I'm speaking words, you're speaking words. People can feel our energy. We become a part of their subconscious mind, just the same way as people who type are family here. So we're connected in a certain way, in a special way here. But there's some who don't like that, but we're still connected in that way. I mean, have you ever been around someone and they make the hair on your body just raise up and they're straight evil? They could be doing a nice thing. They could be, the times when you're in church, younger coming up, you could see somebody like, listen, that person's not a good person. If you're in a state, you're going to know these things. And you got to know that
you can feel energies, man.
Yeah, when you have light in you, you attract things of darkness. Just like that floodlight in your backyard. You go out there and go to the light and mess around the light or throw something there, all kind of bugs and big things fly. You're like, whoa, because it attracts it. You cut it out. Like when I was a kid, I used to always, like, my father asked me to go get something out of the backyard and they left a tool or something. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to cut the floodlight out for like 5 minutes before I go out there. Then when I cut it back on, I run out there before they get back to attracted to it again. So
you're funny.
Yeah. So
hey guys, I gotta tell this. Brother Lance killed a spider tonight, and
big one.
Oh my God, I jumped. He slapped that thing so hard, I jumped.
I recorded it with the phone in one hand.
I know. Yeah. Oh my God. He was like, and this thing is whack.
Yeah. It was real cool. Snuck up on him. I hit him. Wow.
I was like, no, you see, for me, the weirdest thing about insects and bugs and stuff like that, there were certain ones that if they don't look a certain way, they don't bother me. Like, I don't like spiders, but it's not like if I saw one, I'm going to freak out and leave my room and, or wherever I see it,
Well, now you better wake up and freak out because this thing could bite you and it could be.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I'm going to be like, oh, look at that pretty little spider. No, I'm going to kill the damn sucker. But you know how some people, they see a spider and it's like the spider is over there and they're, like 3 blocks down the road, and who's going to kill it, Well, I'm not making light of that because that's me and lizards.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, I know that.
You see what I'm saying?
But your first thing is, take a picture of a lizard, show me.
But I still want you to take one and show me because I need to know what I'm up against.
Oh,
I need to know. I need to know. Oh, God.
Not a joke. It's not a joke.
Listen,
Yeah.
you see?
But they're pretty though. They're pretty. They look like little iguanas or whatever.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
no,
it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
yeah.
it.
If you
Stop
see them,
it.
yeah, they're pretty and everything, but they have weight. That's what's scary about them. They slip and fall or something, which you very seldom do.
Yeah, boom. Thud.
If one was going to jump on you, you would freak out.
Lance, what are you talking about, freak out? I'd be dead. What are you talking? I would have an immediate heart attack. What are you talking about? You remember Lacia when she was on the show and what was it, the fly or the flying water bug or whatever it was, and she listen. There would be a new name for your show if that was me and a lizard.
Well, there's a show you have to find when I was in Orlando, and I had someone we were both talking to the camera. It was a live show, and I was sitting down, and I was about to get up, and I started to get up. I was maybe like my butt was like 1 foot off of the chair, and then I saw this bug in front of me, and my whole focus was on the bug. I lost my balance, fell back, and knocked down the whole backdrop.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, this was like years ago.
Oh my gosh. You're lucky you didn't hurt yourself. I mean, you know.
No. But I couldn't even play it off. I was like, listen, y'all, I just busted my backside.
Oh God, yeah, it busted your ass, right? Because I mean, that's me in the stairs.
I'll say it again because folks here that maybe didn't hear it, but I did a long show and I cut it off and I went to lay down a little bit. I said, okay, let me lay down a little bit because it was a long show, like maybe 6 or 7 hours.
Oh gosh.
8 hours. I did a lot of those back in the day. And I said, okay, let me go in the studio room. This is in Orlando. I took one of the bedrooms and made my little studio where you see the old videos with the yellow stripes and the black wall. It was back in those days. So I went in there and I have to admit that I had a t-shirt on. It was a very short t-shirt on. And that was all I had on. So I went into
good for that, aren't you?
Yeah, you got to be careful of the reflections and things when you send videos when you just got up. Yeah, it's here it is. So I go in there, pick a few things up. Some of the lights that started cut off, there was one still on, and I stood up in front of the screen, you know, the cam and everything, and I thought I cut everything off, and I bent over and picked up some stuff and turned around and saw the cam light on. I saw the little YouTube page on. I thought I cut it off, but when I walked away, nobody stood back because like the show's over. We walked away. We're not going to sit here and watch a blank screen. But there, on the number of viewers, there was one. So this person saw me, right? They saw everything that I had. They saw, how could I put it? You know, plants have seeds, but men have seeds, but it's in a sack. When I bent over, they saw everything.
You know that was me, right? I'm joking.
So it's crazy because I was like, I dove. I was diving for it. Click the button and click it off, but it was too late. And I was thinking, who was that? Who saw me? You know? And I went and laid in bed, and all of a sudden I get a text message because you know the number's out there. And they said, I saw everything. It's our secret. Don't worry about it. Who was this person? I'll never know.
And you still don't have to worry about it.
Well, of course, I had to go back to the video. There's a way of clipping off just those last few moments or whatever you want.
But you know what? It's already been seen. It can't be unseen.
Those downloaded it. Some people say, well, I didn't see the show. Let me just download it now and I'll watch it later. I never heard anything about it. Oh, but, you know. It's a humbling experience.
It is a humbling experience. And I have been known on these shows because I tell you all the time, like what I usually do when we do live shows, I don't click it off my computer right away. I I usually leave it there because, for a while you can see how many people are still coming in and
Yeah.
watching,
That happened to me the night. Now I know exactly what you meant. Yeah. It's like a
yeah,
live
so
feed that they have on the back end where I can see who pops in and who pops out after the videos.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, guys. Hey, Giant, how you doing? Patricia, I'm crazy. I kind of kept it hidden, but as time goes on and you get comfortable with your family members here in the chat, my crazy comes out a little bit more. So, it is what it is. I'm crazy. Yes. I keep it hidden until the right time. Thanks for the likes, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, indeed.
We have some fun. We're going to be doing some things. And like I said, major changes will be coming soon. And definitely this time by the end of the year, there'll be a lot of things that are manifested and let's just keep being positive. And, there's always negative out there. It's up to us to do the positive and don't get caught up in traps that are put in your path, because negativity wouldn't have its identity if it wasn't for you being positive. We got to understand
That's true. That's true. That's true.
But they don't. It's not good for you to give in to them. I told that guy words just for amusement purposes. But when you see the negativity coming at you, you have to know that the haters or the negative people, they're your invert cheerleading squad, and they're not going to invest in somebody who's not a winner. So the more haters you have, the more people that are talking bad about you, be glad, because that's confirmation that you're doing the right thing. When you're out there in the world and you're caught up in all the crazy things, they're smiling and laughing and having a good time because the negative forces don't want them. They have them ready. You see what I mean?
We just got our one dislike. We just got our one thumbs down. It had to happen.
Yeah. In 2 minutes.
That's all right. They sat there for the entire 96 minutes.
Exactly. But then look at the thumbs up. Okay.
I know.
So how do they feel? Like, did you really do anything? Like, for what? It shows that you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Oh, and we got 2 now. Oh, good God.
Yeah. Let's get the thumbs down. Let's get those numbers up. That means you're upside down and you're cheering us on. That means you're watching. You're listening. To take that movement and take your hand and click it. That means something. We affected you.
Yes, indeed.
We affected you, but you won't infect us. We affected you, but you won't infect us. You see what I mean?
Exactly.
We move forward.
One's gone. Okay, nice. Maybe they changed their mind. We're good people. I'm not begging you, but we're good people.
What's due you is due you. What you're gonna get is what you're gonna get, and everything.
That's right.
We're all connected. We're all connected. This universe, everything, you can't get away. You got to put out the good.
Exactly. Exactly.
It doesn't stop my mission. It doesn't stop my path. It doesn't stop the seeds of greatness inside of me. And this week, especially, we're going to share a little more of what we've been doing and as a motivational way. But I didn't want to reveal a lot of things too early, because there'll be some people who take it the wrong way. Oh, he's showing off this and this and that. My thing is motivation. I love when I'm motivated to watch a video or talk to a person and say, man, they shared this energy with me.
Right.
It's not yeah, go ahead.
Right. No. I'm hearing you. You're right. You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we live in a world and we live amongst people where your good fortune can't be celebrated. You know what I mean? The things, it can't be taken as, like you said, motivation to do the same thing. It always has to be looked at in a negative light. And that's one of the reasons why most people don't share their life, don't share things with people, because, you share it when it's finished. That's always been my motto. You know,
Right.
share when it's done, when nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop the flow. Nothing, you know, is going to affect your forward movement. That's when you share. That's just my personal, you know.
Yeah. You know, and you're right about that. But a little peek here and there, and just because, like I say too, for the naysayers that have the negative spirit and the negative energy about them, whether they're smiling in your face or not, shine on anyway. You have to be careful, but shine on anyway. How dare you think your little dose of negativity can stop me? And I'm trying to do the right thing on a positive level. There's no ego involved. There's no narcissism involved. I'm simply trying to motivate through my own personal journey and walk. I'm a regular dude. When I was in the United States, I'm a blue collar guy, right?
Right. I'm
going to get a big pension, whatever. But if I did, so what? I'm going to use all I have to motivate. I want to leave an imprint on your soul.
If only people could see that. If only people could see that.
That you cross paths with me, whether you know my phone number or come to Ghana, or I met you one time, or you just ran across this thing. I want to do good. I'm going to have to answer to that. I don't want to be a smiling face with venom on the inside. How bad does that feel? That's got to feel terrible. That's got to be the ultimate sickness. You can be physically and healthy in your body and carry venom inside of you, and you're walking around sick, waiting for the opportunity to see somebody fall. Well, you know what? I'm not afraid to take the chance to rise up, that I might fall and get back up. I'm not going to be embarrassed if I fell. So I'm going to motivate and do what I can do. Even if I have to put myself out there in a funny story, an embarrassing story, just to get you to laugh. You know what I mean? I'm going to share those things. I'm going to make you feel what's real. And when you go out in the world and see how superficial people can be, you'll say, damn. I'm not in a contest or anything, but you say, damn, Lance is a real dude. You know what I mean? Because there's no drama here.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you know, he got 3 babies on the way, and he been spraying them girls up in Ghana. He been going buck wild. He took $1,000, didn't give it back. He did. You don't see that here. And there have been people who have made up stuff and came around, and it's like, okay, prove it. Show me some receipts. Show me what I did. Show me. Go ahead. Call up on the show.
Wait. I'm putting it together. Wait. I'm compiling. I'm gonna show you.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm gonna show you.
When you're flying high, you're not supposed to let those people dominate your thoughts.
No, you're not. Because
that's going to take away from me shining like I'm supposed to. Not shine to be like, yeah, I'm shining like I'm cool or I'm better than anybody, but shine that I came from nothing.
That's right.
From nothing and manifested.
That's right.
And anybody can do that.
That's right.
To hate on anybody or go on anybody's channel in their chat room, and I'm gonna embarrass her.
You don't even go on there. That's it. That's it.
Right. Let it all be positive. If I can't extract something positive and flip it, people flip houses. We got people who flip cars and buy used cars and flip them. Why can't we all flip positivity?
Exactly.
Because the negative forces will team up. Ain't that something? They'll team up on you. So we got to team up on the positive tip and make things work and really be ready and willing to make a mark. You know what I mean? Serious.
Yep. That's right.
I'm too far into this thing to take a step back from a naysayer who's hiding behind a keyboard and a letter avatar. Please. Because I'm living my life and I'm supposed to touch people. You know, whether YouTube is here, I'm going to do that anyway.
That's right.
Or show you a nice view on the side of a mountainside or an interesting person that I run across my path. I always keep this stuff with me. I whip it out and share it with you.
That's right.
Even if it seems negative, there's a lesson to learn from that. And I'll speak on that.
I'm learning a lot.
We all have journeys.
I'm learning a lot. Yeah.
And the journey that may not be as public as the one that I'm on is just as valuable because you can share things in conversation. It may not be where you have to have the big YouTube channel, all these different things. It may be where you just have to one-on-one with somebody.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the real deal. Like I told the story before, there was a young lady, and she didn't mind me telling the story. I'll say it real quick. I was up here one night years ago, drawing some picture and editing and playing music and zoned out of my own creative meditation. And I got a text message. There was a young lady, may I talk to you? And I said, text her back. This was like, the text came like every 3 minutes, every 4 minutes. So it went over time. So basically, I'm not going to just describe each separate text, but basically she was a young lady who her parents abandoned her. They were on drugs. They were out there in the street. She had other family and she wasn't really into them. So by 12 and a half, 13 years old, I think she was pregnant and miscarried or either aborted the child somehow, some way. But she took to the streets. She took to drugs, crack, liquor, heroin, anything they got, anything. And to keep the habit up, she had to prostitute in her mind. She had to prostitute. So she's out. And she was telling me, like, after a while, to get the edge on the other girls who are out there hustling. Well, if I perform a certain act, I'd say, listen, I do it without a condom. But that's put her at risk. So she got the monster. And I'm like, she's telling me all of this. And I'm trying to wonder, like, wow, maybe she just wanted somebody to listen. So I responded in short little bursts of sentences, like, oh my God, like, what can I say? She was just telling me the stuff. She said that she had an aunt that would go out into the street and just like, not choke her, but just like, you coming back with me type thing. And it'd be a physical altercation, but she never went to the cops about that because she knew that her aunt loved her. But the aunt was, much older than her. And she would come to the house and try to sneak out and whatever. They would take turns, like, you staying in here, And so she noticed on the computer that she was always looking at this guy and his website. Well, that guy ended up being me. And wow, she didn't notice it at first. But then it's like, she said, she wasn't always high and doing things. She's there relaxed and everything. So she's like, who is this guy that you're always reading his stuff and looking at his videos and stuff? She said, oh, that's LanceScurv. She didn't trust men. Men let her down in this life. She was beat by certain tricks of people who, get this, utilize.
Yes.
I'm just saying, as somebody, I get a lot of Ghanaian people now that listen, what's a trick? So it's like wrong accent, right? So,
God.
My brother, I want to know what trick is.
What is a trick, my brother? Please tell me.
Pay money for a treat.
Trick or treat, my brother.
Okay, so she go back out in the street, right? She ended up back in the street. The aunt would go back and get her. The 6, 7, 8 times this happened, and she on the screen. So she started reading some of the stuff I put out there, looking at some of the videos and some of the shows. And it was getting to her because it's like, I have no reason to hate this man or not trust him. I didn't know she was watching the stuff you put out there. Right. So eventually, what she was saying is that she kicked the crack habit. She kicked the drug habit. She stopped, going out in the streets and stuff like that. And because of us, she got some kind of governmental aid somehow, some way, I don't know, but it allowed her to work a little bit too. And so the clean life and actually living with the aunt now and contributing to the aunt. And she met a gentleman who had the same physical status in their health. And it decided to say, hey, let's be committed to each other. No matter how long we live, let's be committed to each other. And this is my past, and he had a past too. And they said, you know what? I accept you for who you are. Let's get married. And she wanted to tell
beautiful.
me.
That is beautiful.
I might not have been 100% the reason, but she said, you know what? Me sitting up and reading those crazy articles you wrote, somewhat sentimental, somewhat gritty, and I could identify with it. She said, but you kept it real with me, and I trust you. And you made me trust you. And it allowed me to trust the person that I'm going to marry. You know what I mean? And she went through a metamorphosis of other people who have affected her, and counselors and people she opened up to. She said, but the first step was me sitting up, wanting to leave out of my aunt's house to go get high. But I said, let me just read something that you wrote and watch one of these videos.
Right.
You may never hear from me in the rest of your life, but I had to tell you that. And
that's beautiful.
I love you for that, and thank you.
That is absolutely beautiful.
I was looking at the text and I was just sitting there crying like, wow. See, that's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's like just that one person to just
Mm-hmm.
affect them in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
But
and
mm-hmm.
take you away from certain stresses that you're going through. You
Right.
know, that's what it's
Yeah, I
all about.
mean,
Hmm.
you have affected a lot of people, but your mission in life could have been just that one person.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm
And that's
cool.
what we all need to realize.
I'm
Yeah.
cool with. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm gonna say it this way, not to get into too many details, but this past weekend, and I have permission to speak about it, but I'm not going to speak about it specifically because so many people, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just not putting it out there like that. Very close friend of mine took a loss as far as a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was in a very, if somebody passes away in 115, you're kind of like, well, I'm glad for
Mm-hmm.
the year they got over 80. But if
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so moments after they're born, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that can be something that you have questions about. And it
Right.
can cause you to question, and we use the word faith. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to use, I like to know, you know what I mean? So I understand what that word means to people, right? And you start
Right.
to question sometimes the potential is there. And I gave them a lot. We were going back and forth on the voicemail. And you know, I was supposed to connect with this person because they were in the same region I was in this weekend just to say hi and everything like that. And it took this loss. And I know they were really hurting. So, I said some words to them and I went deep. I mean, one of the voicemails that I sent was like 26 minutes long. And I said, man, this is gonna be a show. But
Oh,
I did,
stop. Are you
yeah,
serious?
yeah. I was in a zone. I was like, oh God, I
Oh,
gotta shut up
wow.
because I
Oh,
know she's being
wow.
bombarded with, messages and condolences from so many different people. And she
Right.
responded, she says, no, it's okay. It's okay. And I was just basically saying that, listen, whenever you feel disconnected from your belief system or what you know, look at nature.
Mm-hmm.
Nature's perfect. Aside from what man has done to mess it up, nature is perfect. There's a season and there's a reason for every season, and nature's
Mm-hmm.
perfect, right? Now we don't know
Yes.
why this happened this way, but at the end of the day, we'll know why. When you have a
Mm-hmm.
breakup with somebody, you may not know the reason why they did what they did to you, but 10 years from now, you'll figure it out. This thing called time
True.
is artificial, and we don't always know. Answers don't always come right away. But I tell you one
That's
thing,
right.
both of these things, it's like you're a beautiful sculpture being chiseled away. And that statue, if it had feelings, the chisels hurt. The things that we go through chisel us away to be a beautiful statue. And it hurts being chiseled if you're a human being. And we don't want to go through these
Mm-hmm.
things, but while we can't take anything with us, like a car or a house or money, I do feel that we take away the elevation in our spirit in certain wisdom somehow, some way. We can't just leave out of here like, okay, this was all just nothing, because it's really a short place to be in. It's not a long
Mm-hmm.
time. I don't care if you
Mm-hmm.
lived 1,000 years. You were somewhere
It's
else
so.
long before
Mm-hmm.
you came to this world, and you're going to be somewhere else longer than on this plane. But for some reason,
Exactly.
we're extremely attached to it, and we've been
Mm-hmm.
brainwashed to think that this level
Because
is
we don't
forever.
remember.
But
Because
we
we
don't
don't remember.
exactly. But there's a thing called the cycle of life, and there are
Mm-hmm.
lessons in nature that tell us that even when that leaf on the tree, it's fall time, it turns brown and falls to the ground. You say, "Oh, the leaf is dead," but the
Mm-hmm.
minerals and the substances inside that leaf go into the soil and feed that tree and become part of something living again. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So this
True.
thing that man calls death, it's transition.
It's
See, there
it's a
are
it's a
entities.
consciousness.
Yes. There are things on this level and certain individuals that cannot go where we go. And they know this about us. This is why, like you were saying earlier, with the eclipse, they never wanted us to look into the eclipse because as melanated people,
Mm-hmm.
it gives us a surge of power that they can't
Mm-hmm.
get because they don't have a
Right.
relationship with the sun. So they put
Right.
this religion out and say, oh, you have to have a religion with the sun. And we're looking at this white man instead of looking at the sun that gives life to everything on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The sun, it
Exactly.
feeds the vegetables and the fruits and regulates things. You don't get sun, you get depressed, all these different things. So we have to understand the cycle of life is what we need to really look at in the lessons in nature, the cycle of life. You walking around, you scared of the caterpillar crawling on you, but you welcome the butterfly, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, exactly.
You got to pull back and understand that things happen for a reason. We will one day.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that baby came and did exactly what it needed to do and went back.
But one thing she did say was that she was shown so much love from those here in the motherland. And she didn't get as much love from those she left behind in America. And I said, you know what? I'm telling you that this is where you're supposed to be.
That's right. She's home.
This is where you're supposed to be. You know, sometimes we can look back and say to ourselves, like, wow, you know, I miss this place. I miss these people. And a lot of times those people, I'm not just saying just in America now, just whatever the situation is, sometimes they just don't give a damn about you. Like,
they don't give two shits. Exactly. You're right.
Where we think, oh, this person's in our corner or whatever, and they don't give a damn about you. Not everybody, but certain ones will surprise you, you know? Yeah. And so we have to give back to those who really connected to us and love us.
Exactly.
More than they even care to even like us. Sometimes we love people and they can't stand us. And wait for the time. This is something different. They wait for the time for us to be down and out before they show their facts. Oh yeah. So we're gonna talk about things like this in life and just vibe on it because people need this kind of conversation. I mean, the celebrity,
yes, we do.
And the sports and the entertainments and the jokes, and we joke a lot and whatever have you. But when it comes time to speak about things like this is the real food. Because there are many who may not reach out to anybody or may not even have anybody.
That's true.
I had a lady who was 85 years old reach out to me. And I remember she was living in Easton, Pennsylvania. And I remember Easton because that's where former heavyweight champ Larry Holmes is from. So I was asking her about, like, have you ever, I know Larry real good when he's growing up. You know what I mean? Like, wow, you know?
Oh, wow.
And she was saying how the interaction of people on the show, and we'll start doing more call-in shows in a couple of weeks, a lot, right? I'm waiting for a piece of equipment. We can do it now, but it's going to come off perfect when I get it. But she was like, I love the interaction. It reminded me back in the 70s with the talk radio and how we talk real. And I look forward to, you know, and it gives her a little bit of life. And it took the loneliness away.
Right.
You know, and she called me. I said, listen, you got to make sure to call into the show sometime and share that. So you got somebody who's 13 in the street on crack, got HIV, and they watch the show. 85 years old, somewhere lonely. They have family, but they leave her alone. And you know, you affect people this way in your path. So I'm not trying to be famous for the whole world. I just want to deal with what's in my path. And it brings me maximum fulfillment, the interaction and the energy exchange, to know that you're doing something to make a difference. I don't give a damn about a brand new car. I don't give a damn about certain things. Look, before I left America, I gave away all my clothes. I gave everything away.
You sure did.
The pickup truck and went down to the homeless area there where the homeless spot is on Terry, Central, right in Orlando. And there were guys out there in the street that didn't want to go into the homeless shelter for whatever reason. You know, they close at a certain time or whatever. They're very strict with that. So I had things that had tags on it. I just was led to do a fresh start. Not only a fresh start coming to Africa and Ghana, but symbolically, I was like, I'm not going to bring all these European clothes over there. A couple of them shirts I miss. I ain't going to lie, but I'm just saying, you know.
I was wondering about that. I was wondering.
Yep. So, you know, I'm gonna do
I can't say that I'm that generous to a fault. Let's be real.
She knows my sizes and stuff, and she knows I like certain types of you know, shirts, like the V-neck stuff. I love V-neck stuff, the buttons, and I don't like anything with any collars really, right? So I like it baggy, whatever, you know, certain colors. I like the darker colors for some reason. But she's, you got to brighten it up a little bit. So, you know, I was like, man, you know, I'm giving this stuff away, but I felt good about it. Yeah, I felt good about it. I
Okay.
really feel good about it because
Okay.
clothes or clothes make you feel a certain way. Just like when you go to the job,
Yes,
like when I
they
was a
do.
corrections officer, it made me feel a certain way. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't need the boost of a uniform to feel like a man or feel like I have control over my life. What I mean is that you adopt a persona, a certain persona.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's not you, but it kind of, you see yourself this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
obvious,
That's
so yeah,
true.
that's what it is. So I know about those things, and I wanted to strip down and build up, not new, but the way I'm supposed to be built, so that America couldn't have affected me in that way. I wanted to get rid of America and the subconscious stuff, the reactions. You know how nice it is to walk down the street and not concern yourself about some racist white cop who might shoot you just because they don't like the way you look. Because when I was beat by those 11 cops on January 26, 1989, in Jamaica, Queens, on Parsons Boulevard and 89th Avenue, diagonal across from the family court, that messed with my mind a whole lot. It gave me what I feel is an undiagnosed official PTSD.
Oh my
We
gosh.
all have it.
Where were you, Parsons and Archer?
No, Parsons at 89th. There's a
Right,
church.
right, right. Okay, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Diagonal across the street was a family court, but it was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, snap. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
You're right there. Yeah, that's what
Oh
happened.
my God.
The date, the time, the place,
Oh my gosh.
the taste of the leather from the police when he was punching me in the face while I was in the chokehold.
Oh my God.
Private parts, I mean, all of it, trying to rip it off, and my fingers turned back behind my back and my face against the car. And I had to move my head slightly so this guy's fist didn't poke my eye out. But I remember the white man's fist, how it tasted with the face swollen up. Yeah. So I know things firsthand, and it changed me. It affects me to this day. So it's a total relief. Not that I was running around scared that, because like I said, I ain't gonna lie. I got my hands on something. I used to go up on my roof and wait for somebody to drive through, and it never happened.
I know you did.
I waited. I was like, and they kept harassing me because I fixed up so nice in my place, and they were, he's selling drugs. But it wasn't that. It was just random. But, to go through that was so traumatic. It made me more the way I am now. There's no fear. There was no fear in any way, but it's just a readjustment, a resetting. Like, wow, to be thrown in like that. And they keep you for the full because they didn't want the judge to see the wounds as bad as they were. I felt like Rocky up in there, eyes all closed and lips swollen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's true.
We know that story.
Wow. Yeah, I do.
But so that's why.
But knowing exactly where it is now, I mean, it makes it more real. You know what I mean?
It was 10 feet, about maybe 20, 25 feet from the actual corner of Parsons Boulevard. I say about 10 feet. And facing Parsons Boulevard. That's why we were driving facing it, and it was 11 officers and a bunch of cop cars, and it looked like Christmas, man. All them lights flashing like that.
Oh my God.
And they all when they cuffed me, and I was standing there in the middle of them, there was one black guy, because a lot of the white cops, we got this nigga, nigga was just flowing, and I looked at him like, really? You know what I mean? And he had to look away. Couldn't believe it. Then to be, you leave at the house to do something. We were going to get some food from a friend's mother so she can cook it in the morning time for the husband who was going to leave, to go to work. You leave your house sometime, you don't know if you're going to come back. That was big. I would never, go to the store real quick, I'll be back. You never know. Like I said, it wasn't fear, it was just a readjustment. There's a resetting on how I thought. I know certain things to be very much real. I've had other things happen to me that didn't involve police, but a lot of harassment like that, It's just amazing.
That's
and
crazy.
Have the stories that are even worse, never come back, or they get locked up, they never come out. So that's why when I was in Florida, it was different. I was compassionate. I didn't want to come off, I didn't need the uniform to be a man. And it wasn't about a uniform. So it's like, listen, I'm going to respect you as a man. And I'm not going to even throw off on you because you're in here. You're going to respect me as a man, not because I have the uniform, but because I know that I can be in the prison jumpsuit just as quick, or the jailhouse jumpsuit just as quick as you, because I face the same things you do. So we would talk and talk. And I wish I could have recorded some of those conversations because they were online with what we talk about now when we speak about these things.
Right.
So that's what.
All of our experiences make us who we are, and some of them are bad, but we get them to help other people. It's unfortunate when you recognize that your life basically isn't your life. Your life is what's the word I could use?
Well,
your life is really an aid to somebody else, and somebody else's life is an aid to us.
It's a gift.
Me.
You're supposed to share it, and
you
and make up where they lack. If a person's 85%, I can give you 15. If you're 5%, I can give you 95.
Right.
And, but look at it this way. Things in certain situations are looked at as bad, and things in certain situations are looked at as good. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you go outside with your pretty shoes on your Sunday best or whatever day it is, and you step in some dog dung, right? You're like, oh man, I stepped in and messed. Let me go by the grass and wipe this off. And you wipe it off.
Can't come off.
But it still falls a little bit, right? And it's the worst thing that can happen. Then you're in your garden, right? And you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you buy manure because it's good for the plants that you're growing. You actually pay for this thing that you regretted days earlier.
Yeah, but there's a difference. There's a difference between stepping in, manure that is created from grass-fed animals.
Right. It's the same thing that's bad in your situation, and you pay for it. You pay for the stuff you stepped into. I'm paying for that. That it messed me up. But that's the very thing you need when you really want to get more, nitrogen and certain particles and certain things that would help grow.
True.
You put this stuff at the base of something that you put on your plate. You know what I mean?
I know. Can you imagine?
Cycle of life. You may not know where in the cycle or what part of the cycle you're on, but it's all necessary. And you'll understand one day why it happened and why things are,
True,
I can't explain what you said.
I can't explain it. I can't explain that either.
Well, the reason why you do is to slow you down. It saves your life in actuality, because if you continued on walking in the same path, a car would have hit you and you would have been broken up and paralyzed. So the doggy does. You never know. I think that way.
You never know. It's like there's this video. It's real. It's not made up. It's a camera, a street cam caught this guy, and they claim that he came back from the future to save himself in the present, because on the video, you see this guy walking. He's walking down the street, but he's sort of like a little off the curve, And as he's going along and walking along mindless to whatever is going on. And then you see somebody come up behind him that looks exactly like him in the same outfit and pushes him, right?
Wow.
And pushes him, and there was a bar, like a pole swinging around from something. You can't see where it's swinging from. But basically, Brother Lance, if he had kept on, in that same exact path, that thing would have whacked him in the head, killed him on the spot.
Right. See?
But when you see the video...
Into that.
When you see the video, it looks like him. It looks like he pushed himself out the way.
There you go. Look, I used to go and walk down Liberty Avenue. I lived on 134th Street between 105th and 107th Avenue. And I used to walk down this boulevard every day to go to the gym. So this one particular day, I'm walking down the street, and there's a guy walking up, basically had like the same bomber jacket that I had. I had workout sweats and everything like that, and he had regular pants on, but we both stopped, and he was me, and I was him. We were
Wow.
identical. We were identical, and he didn't. We slowed down and looked at each other. I stopped, and it was weird because he slowed down and looked me right in my face, like he had the same feeling, but he kept walking, and he kept turning around, and I wanted him to stop. Like, who are you, man? He had my face, my complexion, my height, everything. Same hair.
You saw yourself.
It freaked. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's something mystical. It could have been somebody who, but it got darker, but it was like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It was well lit on the boulevard. So it wasn't like he walked right past me. So what the heck is this? So another time I was in the mall and I saw this woman on the other side of the escalator coming down. And it was like, there was my mother. And she, yeah. I stared at her.
Say the same thing. Yeah.
The same scarf thrown over, the same coat, the same face, the same hair. I was like transfixed. I was frozen. I'm just looking. And it was her, everything. I mean, I know my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a stadium full of people, and she's there. I'm going to spot her. I'm going to see her.
Exactly.
And she just, walked because I was going to turn around and go back down. Well, and I did. When I went down, I ran down the escalator on the other side, and I saw the direction she went. I couldn't find her.
Of course not.
Unbelievable.
Of course not. That happened to me, But I didn't see me. I didn't see myself. This was many years ago. I was at church, and it wasn't. It was the church that I normally went to, and it was Easter service, right? And I took my 2 younger kids with me, and I did everything, went through the whole service, and everything finished. Got up to leave, and there was a woman, an old woman, elderly woman, sitting in a wheelchair, right? And when I turned around and looked at her, my mother-in-law had already passed many years, right? And I turned around and looked at that woman, and I was staring in the face of my mother-in-law.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I was transfixed. I just stood there looking. I'm like, am I really seeing what I'm seeing? It was so real. I had to go hug the woman and just say, God bless you.
Wow.
Because I was like, what the hell? I mean, like I said, she had been dead many, many years. Many years. And I bet you any money that if I had looked away or gone outside and gone back to look for her, I would have seen someone in a wheelchair, but it wouldn't have been her.
Yeah, that's something for real.
How does that happen?
I know. There's a clip. Speaking about, it's the same kind of subject, when you spoke about the man who came back to save himself. Well, it's nothing like that, but I don't know if you know about it, but Mike Tyson, I think it was when he was fighting Terrell Biggs. You're like, well, how's he going to weave this together in with this? Well, in the audience, before the first round started, before the bell rung, the camera was on Mike Tyson, but you saw the people in the audience,
Right.
Some places you see clear, some not so clear as it went back further.
Right.
But there was a guy sitting there with a Samsung looking phone, right? And he was videotaping, you saw the light flash on it, videotaping the beginning of the fight. But this was 87, 88, 87?
There weren't any, oh shit.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to try to find that clip right now.
What?
While we're on. Yeah. It's a very popular clip. I'm quite sure that somebody here might have seen that. Let me see.
The truth, come off of the chat. They talk about there's no religion in this chat room. Listen to what I said. Nobody that talking religion. Go back and listen to what I said. Please, no religion in the chat.
Okay, I found it.
Oh, you did? Oh, good. Okay.
Unexplained time traveler scene at Mike Tyson fight.
Wow. Yeah, put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. You'll need to check this out. See it for yourself.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's confirmed, not something of a special effect or whatever. Because I heard people talking about that, not right after the fight, but as the years went on, it's like, yo, and YouTube came around and films and stuff like that,
Oh, wow. Yeah. Patricia, so sorry to hear about that, hon. I wonder, I know you said you can't tell the whole story, but I'm so glad that you're still here.
Exactly. Seriously.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I got hit by a car once.
Really? Oh, and let me just make a correction. It wasn't Terrell Biggs. It was Peter McNeely fight.
Oh,
But look back. Can you see the guy right there?
Oh, well. Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, I got bumped, not paying attention. On Utica Avenue.
Really?
Right at Lincoln Road and Utica Avenue. Walking across the street. Oh, look at that.
You see it, right?
Yeah. Oh, snap at it. What in the world?
You never know. You never know the things, The lens was in the top corner like a smartphone.
Right.
That was before the first round. But it didn't happen like that. Well, actually, that wasn't 80 something. That was actually, I think it was 95 when he came back.
Right.
95. You didn't have cameras on phones back then. You didn't even have, cell phones didn't even look like that.
No, because there were those big clunker things. Look like you was walking around 95 when people were walking around with like one of them lizards that you're talking about. That's the size, like a water bottle. That's how big and heavy those phones were back then.
Yep. Yeah. Like a milk crate on you.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, so I gotta go back because I clicked on the link and it took me out of the chat room. Yeah. But yeah, man, there's so many unexplained things, so many unexplained things. And we really could do a show on that. We really could sit down and talk about
definitely
these things, the world of the unexplained. And somebody asked if we can explain the blood moon. The blood moon is just basically a terminology that's used because of the color that the moon takes on due to this lunar eclipse. And the lunar eclipse happens when the Earth, the Sun, and the moon are in perfect alignment. And there's a shadow that's cast, from the reflection of the sun onto the moon, through, with the Earth in between it. So it gives off that red hue. And in giving off that red, very deep red to orange hue, it was given the terminology blood moon, because at one point before people understood what was happening, when they saw that moon, they were very superstitious and they thought that it was something sinister. They thought that, great harm would come to people who, saw that, or, not necessarily just saw it, but, whenever it came around, people thought that great harm would be coming to folks.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Well, sweetheart, I'm gonna wrap it in, and
I agree.
I'm gonna make a few runs when I wake up, and I'm gonna.
What time are you gonna get up? You're gonna take what? Get 5 hours?
I'll probably do 6 hours or something, and just shoot out, make my runs, and come back, because I want to have another inside day and get these things done. And there'll be some potential for some unexpected shows that I spoke to a few people on. If it doesn't happen, we do, so that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm just so glad to be here and talking. Like I said, we'll talk for 30 minutes, whatever, and we almost did this 2 hours and 19 minutes, but I love that.
I know. And I was getting ready to get you off in an hour. And you sat there like, I know you so well nowadays. You're like, nah, we're not doing just an hour. Let me push this forward a little bit more. It's okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for vibing with us. Thank you for sticking around, and this was beautiful. Thank you, Brother Lance.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
I can talk forever.
I know.
Get a little rest and get up and come back again. Tomorrow night we'll be back, and a little earlier than that. And I rearranged everything, so I like this little refreshed setup, which is still temporary, but it's just a different energy sitting here like this,
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you again. We'll talk. All right.
Definitely.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.